Awesome. Good morning, everyone. This is Betty, co-founder of Acala. And we also have Brian, co-founder and CTO of Acala here today with us. And he's actually prepared a full real cross-chain DeFi demo for you. So I'll just be very short and very brief on my introduction. I guess before diving in, because Acala has been around for a while. Last year, we run, again, the same Polkadot DeFi demo. We've already run a full suite of DeFi applications. And then it's great to see this year, everyone, has got their application up and running. And it seems, we're very close to where the vision is going to be. And it's worth sharing, what we think the future might look like. I think we've got, Bitcoin, which is the calculator era. That's one thing. And then Ethereum is perhaps the mainframe era of blockchain. And now I think we are entering the so-called cloud computing, where everything as a service. That's where we're heading, I think. So we kind of believe that, future will be multi-chain, and then specialization is going to trump generalization. So your chain is going to specialize in a specific domain and do certain things really well and solve some problems very well. And also, chain shouldn't be rigid; it should be upgradable. So that's what we think it's going to happen, and also where we put our words out and build our application. So this is the Acala Stack. If you haven't seen this one yet, so Acala is still a full-fledged blockchain, but its ledger and trust is provided by Polkadot. So this is what I recently term it as network security or trust as a service. And also in the middle of it is all Acala's DeFi offerings. They're offered, a service like customizable modules, right? So for example, we've got this multi-collateral stablecoin backed by Liquid Dot, and then you will also see, Bitcoin like PolkaBTC can be used as collateral as well. And then our liquidation is automatic and use a hybrid of AMM DEX and auctions. And then another thing that I think Brian will actually demo you today is liquid staking. So this is a tokenized staked dot or L dot. So it's a bit like DAI and CDAI, right? Allows you to earn staking reward while yield farming in DeFi trustlessly. And you can also see, EVM is a module on our, service modules. So we're fully EVM compatible. You can build smart contracts or any type of dApp on top of Acala. So basically, Acala offers DeFi as a service. And then, as we're demoing today, it's probably the beginning of you will see composable services. So that means dApps are composable with each other. That's a given. But also smart contracts and dApps from other blockchains will be composable with Acala and anyone who's be able to do cross-chain transactions together. So hopefully you'll get a taste of it today. And that's my introduction. I'll hand over to Brian now.
Yeah, thanks, Betty. So let me share my screen. Oops. Cool. So you should be able to see my screen now. So this is our testnet. This is not the Mandana testnet we're running on. So this is we especially make the PowerChain testnet. So it's currently connecting to our version of Rococo. So you can see we have some PowerChains connecting to it. So we can show some question demoing. So let's get started. So first thing you probably want to do is you should have already some variable assets. There will be DOT or Bitcoin or maybe Ethereum. So in this case, then if you have already a Bitcoin, you can use PolkaBTC to using Bitcoin to mint PolkaBTC, and then using cross-chain transfer to transfer PolkaBTC into Acala. So obviously some cross-chain transfer fee will be applied. And then once you got some PolkaBTC, there's a few things you can do with it. So one thing, of course, you can do is sell it, but that's probably not the best idea. So actually, let's make some money without selling them. So that's where the stablecoin protocol comes handy. So we can start a new loan. So using the PolkaBTC as the deposit. So let's say I can deposit my 0.2 Polkadot and will be able to borrow up to, in this case, $7,000. So I can borrow all of it. And then you see my liquidation price is this number, and my current ratio is 120%. So this is slightly on the dangerous side. So maybe it's a good idea to borrow slightly less, so I can pretty comfortable. It's unlikely Bitcoin price will drop to 30,000, hopefully. Yeah. So then next I can just review. There will be some interest rate charge on the borrowed amount. That's my current ratio. So this I can make a transition. Yeah, so this will mint 5,000 Acala USD from the Polka BTC. I have deposit. So now I have some money. What can I do with it? We have the swap. So there's a DEX which you can use the USD to buy other assets. So you'll be able to buy also cross-chain assets as well, including Polka BTC and DOTS and RMBTC and a few other assets in the future. So in this case, maybe I want to buy some DOTS, which is obviously a good idea. So I can spend 1,000 AUSD, which will buy this amount of DOTS. So once that's confirmed, when you have DOTS, if you're not going to use it immediately, it's probably a good idea to stake them, so you're earning the staking rewards, which is have a reasonably good return. So you can go to Polkadot network to do the staking, or another way is using a liquid staking protocol to do a staking, which is much more easier. So this is the Express UI. So you just enter the amount of DOTS you would like to stake and click the stake button, and that's all you need to do to stake the DOT. And our protocol, our decentralized protocol, will handles all the data selections, nominations, etc. But of course, you can also vote for your favorite validators if you want to with your LDOTs. So now I've changed all my DOTs to LDOTs, and then you'll be able to later vote for the validators if you want to. We are still working on the UI for this area. So this is the advanced screen. So you can see the history. You can, if you want to redeem, you can. So you can just wait for the whole unbounding period, which will be 7 days on Kusama, 28 days on Polkadot, and then just wait, which we won't charge you extra redeeming fee. But if you really need the money right now, up to the certain amounts, then you will be able to redeem them immediately. But we will be charging you some of the redeeming fee because you're skipping the unbounded period. But if you really need the DOTs right now, this will be handy. So now you have the LDOTs earning you the staking rewards. How could you increase the rates from the DOTs? So another way to do that is, for example, you can do is add the liquidity to our DEX. So there is basically lock certain amount of AUSD and lock your assets, and then you'll be supplying liquidity to our DEX, and which will, when people make trades, you'll earn additional fees as rewards. We also have a liquidity incentive program, so you will also at the same time, in addition to the fees, you earn the additional AUSD as rewards as well. So this is adding the liquidity to the DEX, and then at a later stage, if you want to, you can also redeem the liquidity, redeem the token back later. Yes. So The next thing I want to show you just a quick. This is still again work in progress, and we're still finalizing all the details and finalizing the UI. But we have the governance feature, so it will be somewhat similar to Polkadot and Kusama, but will be slightly more complicated. We have the Home console, which will be the one managing for the stablecoin protocol. Well, for the Home console, it's the one managed for the liquid staking protocol. So as the elder holders, you will be able to participate the Home console by using your elder to vote for the as the ACA holder, Acala holder, you will be able to participate the General Council and the Home Council governance. So yes, those are still working in progress, so it's empty, but hopefully at a later stage we'll have much more things in our testnet to show. So now you have already having the dots making your profiles while you sleep. What can you do with? What else can you do? So another thing you can do is as I've shown you, I generate a bunch of AUSD from my Polka BTC, and then next thing, if I want to be increase my profit by taking some more risk, I can transfer my Acala USD to the Lambda network. So let's just transfer to some account. So let's say I want to transfer 2,000 of it. So this will do a question transfer from Acala to the Lambda. So you can see the method is X token transfer to Parachain. So this will be transfer the money to the Lambda testnet. So this will be making a question transfer. This will take a slightly bit more time. So while this is transferring, I'm going to quickly show you on the Lambda side. So assuming the transfer already success and I already got some AUSD, and then I will be able to do a swap. So this will, the Lambda will allow you to do the trading with sensitive assets. So there will be, like for example, Forex assets, exchange, or like other things like gold and oil, etc. So let's say I want to buy some euro, maybe because I'm going to travel to Europe sometime. Europe sometimes, so maybe I want to have some euro. So so I can swap some AUSD to the Lambda euro. I also can do some margin trading. So I can, for example, leverage trade Bitcoin or leverage trade Ethereum, or just do some like Forex trading. So I can deposit the money into the margin pool, and then I can just say I can choose up to 20 times leverage in this case. So to do a margin trading. Yep. So let's open the position. I'll start getting the 20 times exposure on the USD JPY trading pair. So with the question transfer should already success. So let's check the events. So you can see, so we have the question token transferred here. So you can see this is sending a horizontal relay message. So from a Parachain to Parachain message relayed through the relay chain, which is the Rococo, our own fork of the Rococo in this case. So on the Lambda side, you can see we have deposit event, should be this one. So 2,000 AUSD is deposited into this account. So this is basically this is basically the question AUSD transfer between Acala and the Lambda. Yep. So that's all of the demo I'm going to show you. So just last but not least, we are also working on the XCM fungible token implementation. So this will allow everything, including other Parachains, to more easily just composable with each other. So I've we have created open runtime module library and created some of the question token transfer asset, which is currently used by quite a few Parachain teams, including Plasm, Fala, and a few others. So to implement the question transfer, so I'm also creating some implementation guides and some implementation plans to in the future to further help everyone to implement the question asset transfer. So this will allow everyone to be able to compose with each other more easily just by integrating our library. Yep. So that's all I have for you today.